Hello, are we live? Someone.
I certainly hope so.
So, Mars like, well, that means we're live. He can totally see us. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new episode. Unfortunately, wait, let me just check. Just a minute. Yeah, just to see. Check. Yeah. Okay. Cool. We got it. We're good. Audio is good. Audio's fine.
Yay.
We are live to the Hope and Hope. All right. So, good news! We're actually confirming we are doing Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Bad news,
I can't hear anything, and I'm really sad and...
Yeah, Joel cannot hear the sound of the amazing music of, Ace Attorney.
Like, I'm a game music nerd. I literally ran a 120-piece video game music orchestra. I have toured with the video games live symphony production and done, backstage work for them. Ace Attorney is in my top 20, if not 10, favorite soundtracks just of video games of all time, period. I'm really salty that I can't hear this soundtrack.
And believe us, we tried. We tried to do
we've been on the Streamlabs support server. We've tried using a audio soundboard because we recommended it and then later found out that it actually didn't work. So now we've been told of a third solution that might work, but we had to go live now. So we're going to do this without sound today. Going to try using, we've been suggested a virtual audio cable to connect Elgato to Discord or something. We're not quite sure, but basically I really like Ace Attorney music and feel that the lack of the music is a fundamental downgrade to the game. And just like, I cannot fully enjoy the game without the music. It is that vital to me. And the thing is, I would rather play this game on my own and be able to listen to the music than, frankly, play it without being able to hear the music. And a game like this, you can't play it. You get to play a game like this once because it's in the discovery. If you know what's going to happen, how to do it, it's not as satisfying. So I wouldn't want to play it here on stream and then play it on my own, because then when I play it on my own, it's not a challenge. It's not, interesting or engaging that way. So we're going to do tonight like this without sound for me. And we're going to try again next week to hopefully get the virtual audio cable to work so I can hear. And if not, which frankly I'm kind of pessimistic about at this point, we're probably going to move on to another game. That way I can just play this game on my own.
Yeah, I think at this point, we're just doing a test run of how we can do this without the sound.
Well, we know how we can do it without the sound. We've done many games without the sound. Like, I didn't care that we didn't have sound for Famicom Detective Agency because I don't have a deep personal connection to that music and hold that music as some of the best in the industry. I'm fine with that. This is not me being super snooty all together with, every game's of, if I can't hear the audio for any game, then the game itself is not worthwhile and I don't want to play it. No, this is a very particular thing with me and Ace Attorney.
That's understandable. All right.
Even Pokemon, I love the music to Pokemon. Don't get me wrong. I love that music. But it is not the level of engaging and tone setting that it is in Ace Attorney.
Gotcha. That's actually understandable. While we're at it, because unintentionally, I got pizza for dinner, so mandatory pizza time. Wait a second. Hold on a second. I just realized, what's the audio delay for this? Oh no.
Hmm?
Oh no. I totally forgot because everything got resetted. I forgot to fix the audio. Oh, that sucks. I don't even remember.
What?
Oh, there we go. Cool. I got it. So there's usually an audio delay when it comes to this. So I'm gonna give me a second. So it is 10. And then I'm gonna put it to 1,000. that way our audio could sync up a little better. Because I realized when we were talking together, I just realized, oh wait, we really can't really do anything with the audio unless it's actually there. Okay, so
Well, it doesn't matter because I don't have any audio, regardless of delay. Hey!
yeah, all right. So I'm glad I was able to fix that immediately, and because I saved it. Until then, let's stop dilly dallying and get on going. We will select adventure. So the first one is the Great Ace Attorney Adventures, or Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, which is interesting. Which is like, why'd you just call it 2 instead of just saying Resolve? But okay.
Because Resolve.
Okay, so we're gonna hit up new adventure for the first game. Let's go.
Yes, an adventure in the adventures.
The cogs are ooh. The Empire of Japan, after opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation, brought grave waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation. Wait, really? Yeah. The revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some were swept away by the tide. But there we go. Oh. Wait. Don't tell. Wait. But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story. Wait, what?
Yep, of course, our first case is having to defend ourselves.
Episode. Oh, we do this one.
Episode 1, The Adventure of the Great Departure.
Also, please tell us if the audio is very well, because I know we. Oh, wait. Oh. There you are, old typing. All right, let's see here. History? Ah, oh yeah, because we haven't done anything yet. Supreme Court of Judici... How do you pronounce that?
Judicature. That's not a word that's normally used.
Well, there we go. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond to the... Oh, how can it be just beyond the doors of this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate?
What?
Oh, no, nothing.
Save your glares, murderer.
Sorry. My name is Yunosuke Naruhodo. I am a second-year student in the Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow find myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. I mean, you had the gun with you. And here I am, waiting my trial. That's enough! Oh, it's you. Never mind, that's somebody else.
He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. Who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Lawyer? Yes, and until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue. Technicalities. Look at you. You haven't even graduated yet.
Oh, wait till this guy eats his words.
And yet, I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. Right, Ryunosuke?
You know, I'm suddenly getting the feeling that this guy is like our Mia Fey.
Yep, so that means he's gonna die real soon.
Mia. She was wonderful. Anyways. Oh, yeah, of course. Sorry.
What are you apologizing to me for?
Oh, no, I wasn't I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma. Oh God, Kazuma! I never meant to drag you like this. I'm sorry. God, every time I see the word Kazuma, I'm just like, oh God. Oh God, I'm getting flashbacks. And funny enough, I just started playing this Konosuba gacha game, and I actually deleted it afterwards. I was like, nope, I know how this is gonna end. Nope, I am deleting it. But it was actually a very nice guy. It was very nicely presented. I'll give it that. Anyways, so his name is Kazuma.
There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. Though I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days.
I also want to note the fact that this guy's headband has been flowing like Ryu from Street Fighter, even though they're indoors.
Yep.
That's it. The headband is reading his powerful spirit. Unbreakable universe.
Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by student. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you?
Of course not. You have to believe me. I didn't do it. I could never moita someone.
Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high.
You mean...
I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke.
Kazuma Asogi, my best friend. Also his second year in Yume University. Man, this is totally a complete opposite to Larry Butts and Phoenix Wright. Well, no, then again, we are technically the Larry Butts, but we're in...
if something smells, it's probably the butts.
Anyways. But he's far more clever than I, a star student, in fact. He's even qualified. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive considering he's still an undergraduate.
It's not that impressive. The very concept of the lawyer is only a few years old, here in Japan anyway. My qualifications don't mean much, yet.
You said the exact same thing 3 days ago. I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma, truly.
You ain't never had a friend like him. Da-da-da, blah-blah, ya-da-da, blah-blah.
Mario says, if Larry was actually useful, points to Kazuma. Yes, that's when all this started.
God, I would never trust Larry to actually be a lawyer. Oh my God, he'd get all of his clients convicted. It'd be so bad.
Especially, oh yeah. Congratulations, Kazuma. It looks like you're going to get to study abroad at last.
I know. It's been forever. Sorry. I've been forever dreaming of this day.
This is definitely a death flag.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, I'm immediately thinking, he's dreaming of it.
That fluttering red headband is actually a fluttering red death flag.
Oh my gosh. It's like, amazing friend who helped me out. He's been dreaming of traveling abroad, helping out with a murder case. Oh, he's gonna die next.
Well, no, because what's gonna happen is he's gonna help us win this case, prove our innocence, and then he's going to be killed by the people that tried to frame us. And then we're going to be like, oh, now we need to become a lawyer in order to, follow in our friend's footsteps and avenge him. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and success in court.
Yeah. Also, I was going to say, yeah, fill the dream for him. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I say sophisticated because that's what SpongeBob said when he tries to say sophisticated in that one episode when Patrick was smart. I'm really happy for you and proud as your friend. There's not a soul in the universe who
my nakama.
There's not a soul in the universe who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like, it's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple, and it shows with that fluttering headband.
I want to bring about change in our legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes.
The heart,
The heart of the British Empire.
I wish I could.
I
see
wish
it
I
too.
could see it too. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, that's your line. My bad.
It's okay. Also, Mario says record for most clients convicted. Larry Butts, attorney at law, trained by Lionel Hutz.
Then come with me.
And I will see.
A world of pure imagination?
Maybe.
We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's city of London together.
If only it were that simple. If only it's not like the plot's going to do anything about that.
Actually, wait a minute. Could we? I forget. Like, doesn't this game mostly take place in London?
Yeah, but we're starting off in Japan.
Okay, so he dies and then we go to London instead.
Yeah.
Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going.
All right, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. Famous last words.
Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner.
Eyeball! Oh wow, he faded like a memory. God, so many death flags. Yeah, it was straight after that. That's when it happened. Kabam!
Asogi, may I have a word?
Oh god. You brought the perfect voice for the guy.
Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has personal significance to me. But never mind that for now, Asogi. Asogi, you should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To His Excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you. Sorry, he was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result.
Who is this man? Dade? I feel as though I've seen him at the university before. He said, Professor!
I see. I'll go at once then.
Also, Mario says, yeah, he's getting Mia Fade so bad.
I shall accompany you.
Hey, it's our future assistant. Or our future Maya.
All right then, Rinosuke. I'll see you in the courtroom.
Yeah, thanks, Kazuma.
Don't worry, even if you don't believe in your own innocence, believe in the me that believes in you.
Huh, I feel like I've felt that feels futuristic for some reason. Is that even a word in this era? Sir, this is awkward.
If I may.
Yeah, so sorry.
You must be the defendant, Rinosuke Naruhodo, I believe.
Yeah, that's right.
My name is
Yujin Mikotoba.
Mikotoba.
Yeah.
Yujin Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University.
Interesting forensic medicine of this era. Professor Mikotoba. I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad.
Asogi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand. As such, I feel you should know.
You know what? Am I going to be guilty?
Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that permission will be revoked and never granted again.
Wow, that's some high stakes. Immediately. Nani?
As I suspected, you were unaware of this. I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you.
He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered? But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing?
The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances.
Shinji arenai. I don't believe it. But I didn't do it, I swear! I'm not a Moira!
I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial.
Sorry? What do you mean?
You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway.
I like the fact... Oh, okay. Never mind. I was gonna say, I like the fact that they've never changed the dang talking sounds after all these years.
Not that I would know.
I mean, it's just the same beep, 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 like...
I know, not that I can hear them.
I'm sorry. But then, what should I do?
Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction.
Right, so,
As soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose you a certain question. The judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. Then you must say, I do.
I do? But what if it's a trick question?
No, it's going to be, does the defendant choose to plead guilty?
But what will the question be? Surely not, do you accept the accusation? Do you accept the accusations brought before you? Bye!
Of course not. Defendant!
Well, at least you didn't call me murderer this time.
Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. It would seem our surreptitious discussions are about to be cut short.
Man, we're really gonna be learning some vocabulary in this gameplay, aren't we?
So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asagi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Okay, so the question is, do you wish to represent yourself?
Oh boy.
Get moving. There's no point in advocating for the likes of you anyway.
Wow. I can't wait to punch this... I'm trying to be guilty. If this trial goes badly, Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over, and what's more, he'll be found guilty of murder! And so, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on an unforgettable trial. I mean... my one and only chance proving my innocence? The trial that would decide my destiny! Or destiny. So what does the courtroom look like? The 22nd of November, 9 a.m. Supreme Court of Courtroom number 2.
Judicature.
Judicature.
It's like caricature, judicature.
Ah. So this is a court. This is a courtroom. Okay, so it's relatively the same, just in HD 3D.
The Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land has more power.
I don't like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms are in there.
The powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial.
Why a secret trial?
A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend.
What? But why?
It'll become clear in time. But for now, you need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin.
Hey! Oh my god! Oh, it's a Winston Payne!
Hey, it's your boy Winston! The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
I'm kind of sad that we don't I'm kind of sad that if we actually had audio here, and I don't know, I was gonna say, man, if only we had some of the members of that Ace Attorney
radio drama, that would have been kind of fun. Oh well. Sorry, I can't believe that video, that word actually took out of my head. Anyways, wow, look at how the judge looks. Holy crap. Look at, it's like royal swag. Ouchie. The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency.
You technically do. Oh, so I technically do have some members of the radio drama. Also, you actually have the voice of Winston right in my head there. You actually got it on point there. So good job, Joel. As is the defense, rather.
Before we begin, there is one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedures for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to the trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for a final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defense in this trial?
This is it! This must be the question! Who's going to defend me? The question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do, I need to answer quickly. What should I do? Answer I do!
Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed.
Nani?
As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear who will...
Hi!
What is the meaning of this unruly outburst?
I would like to inform the court that I, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, will be defending myself!
You will be... what? What are you playing at, Ryunosuke?
Professor Mikatoba told me everything, just now before the trial.
He did what?
He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose.
How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you off.
No, it's not that, really. It's just that, well, on the off chance things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear the reason to be the reason that you... Oh.
Yes.
Oh, this was bad.
I knew that's how you'd feel, which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikatoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. Well, well. Yada yada. Does the accused admit defeat already? Renouncing his own counsel? Really?
Also, God, he's doing the thing! God. Objection! Oh, wait, that's yours.
Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent he's confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san? Oh, are they really going to add sans here?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all. There's you go. In fact, my mind's a complete blank.
I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered.
Okay, Mia. I mean, Cosmo.
Humph. Well, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court. You must have perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed. As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodo?
Yes, Your Excellency. Honor. Wait, no, Excellency.
It is therefore my duty to assess your competence before the task you have undertaken.
My competence? What does that mean?
He's questioning your ability to do the job.
Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am.
So, let's start with the very simplest of questions.
Okay.
Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case.
Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I'd care to remember, and then suddenly forgets it, because plot reasons. But, wait. I'm so nervous I can't even remember that. What was it again?
Rinosuke. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank.
You know me so well.
All the relevant information of this case can be found in the court record.
But I can't even find that.
It's simple. You can access the court records with the press of the R button. If you ever find you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there.
I just have to press the R button for court record? All right, there's no time to lose. Cosmo.
Oh, this is the list of evidence you've collected. Now try switching to people with the R button. You'll find all the details about the victim in here. When you're done, just press the B button to go back.
Wow, he's 23 years old. Okay. Medical student. 42. Authority in forensic medicines. Oh, his name is Takatsuchi. 51. Lead prosecutor in case who appeared...
Takatsuchi Auchi.
That actually... I feel like that's a pun for something, because...
I think it is too.
We'll look it up later. Anyways. John H. Wilson, the victim of the case, visiting a professor...
Oh, yes, John H. Wilson, yes.
Visiting professor of medicine at UMA from the British Empire. So he's visiting this guy? Or could be, I don't know. John H. Wilson.
No, it's Wilson. So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record. Now you'd better not keep His Excellency waiting for any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the People section of the court record, then press the X button to present.
Yes!
Try it now.
The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson.
Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university. Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England, invited to UMA University 3 years ago. Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. As most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation.
What a name!
That's what the actual treaty was called back in the day.
Really?
And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilt on our soil.
That was actually what it was called?
I'm 99% sure, yes.
All right. That's cool.
You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yume University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education. Have you no honor?
But I didn't do it!
This case is under great scrutiny from our allies from the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers.
Ooh.
And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. So that's why this trial has unusual peculiarities, is it?
Yep. Yeah, so that's why this trial has peculiarities, isn't it?
Oh, sorry, that's your line. Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible.
And that's how they came up with the 3-day trial system.
All because the victim was an Englishman.
Yeah, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime.
Oh dear, look at the time. I better be going.
All right, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer.
Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow, then, partner.
Fade. The British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think. Wait. I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still, I should go and say hello. Uh-oh.
Oh boy, it's time to meet the actual murderer.
So I went over to the professor's table.
Oh no, wait, sorry, that's the victim. My bad.
And introduced myself to Dr. Wilson.
Now then, let me pose my next question for you, Defendant Naruhodo.
Yes, Your Excellency?
How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life?
Let's see. Death occurred at post-mortem. Wow, that's... Oh, they did guess autopsy was not a thing. Okay. Death...
Post-mortem is...
basically an autopsy.
So it's an old term for autopsy, because post is in past mortem death, so it's post-death report.
Yep.
It's an autopsy.
It was... Death occurred a little after 2 p.m. It was caused by a loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body. Wait, what? Oh, it was still in there. Okay.
How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death.
Cause of death? Well, obviously that was...
Rinosuke. Remember that in every court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence.
Evidence? How?
Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Do it now.
Yes! I like how take that as now yes. According to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma.
Listen to you read, you imbecile. That's the post-mortem report, I take it.
Sorry, yes, that's right. The post-mortem report.
In the West, a doctor dissects a corpse to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way.
Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later.
Don't worry, you will be. This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime.
Yes.
You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the gunpowder explosion. In other words, we would assume that the victim was shot at close range. Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record.
Photograph of victim. A photographic print shows the victim. He was shot from the front in the chest and subsequently died. So that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail's incredible.
Very well. I'm satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial. Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better appraise the court with the facts of the case... Save.
Just in case. So that way I don't forget and we'll do this.
The prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened.
This is it then.
I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind.
The professor? You mean Dr. Migo Toba?
Yes, clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant.
Ah, of course! Soga! When he was speaking to me before, he simply said, Kazuma Sogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial.
He really has been sticking his aura in, hasn't he?
Maybe, but any help you can give me will be greatly appreciated, Kazuma.
Well, my first piece of advice is rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats.
Only if you rein in that crazy handband and control the cold stares first. He actually acknowledged that.
The stares? Fine. The headband? No.
Fine. Ho-ho!
Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please.
What are you going to give this one? Hosonaga. Satoru Hosonaga.
Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I'm the head waiter at a Western-style restaurant called Le Carnival.
Oh!
Him. Oh.
Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some, strawberry jelly.
Actually, I'm going to change this because if it's called Le Carnival, it's probably French. So it's a regular occurrence, but it really doesn't bother me.
I'm very concerned about that. Well, it really, really should.
As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, an Occidental eatery, 3 days ago.
Yeah, I'm definitely learning some words here today.
Understood, Hosonaga-san. You will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident. At once, sir. And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please.
Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring?
It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have a few diners at that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only three tables occupied.
That fits in with my memory too. There was hardly anyone else in the place.
It was when I was in the kitchen putting away the crockery and cutlery. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student.
Yes! Hold on, wait! You say yes after that? Hold on, let me clarify something here. Well, I did pick up the gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor. I didn't shoot him.
Objection. I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur.
But...
The next time you interrupt an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, defended Naruhodo. Don't worry, Ryunosuke. You'll have your chance to fight back. For now, we must quietly listen to the witness. If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in hand was the same man you see here in court today? Yes, without question. I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? No, there was no one else around the table but the deceased Englishman and the university student.
What did he just say? Oh, it's time for cross-examination and contradictions. There's no one else around that table.
What's the matter, Ryunosuke?
That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite at his table.
Whoa, man. Really?
Yeah,
and that's not something the waiter could have missed.
I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? Wait and see.
Interject!
No, we're not going to interject. Do you want a penalty? I desperately wanted to say something, but I was told not to interject.
Ryunosuke, if your parents tell you to study, you're the kind of man who would diligently get to work, aren't you?
I suppose I am. I never have gone to university otherwise.
But you can't always follow the rules in life, you know. If you don't say what you want to right now, you'll seriously regret it when you're found guilty.
All right, you've got me scared. I won't forget that piece of advice in a hurry. And there is something I want to say. I'm just going to shut my eyes and say it. Hi! Just a moment, please! Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day! I'm sure of it! There was a lady sitting with him at the same table!
Objection. Dear me, dear me. Yeah, what is it? Yada. No, ada. Right? Because that's oh my, oh my.
Oh God. We, we got Winston Payne saying "Ara."
Oh, shit. Sorry. Well, there's my one for the stream. I just got a text saying that my little sister got a job working costumes at a touring production.
Oh,
Which she's been trying to do for a long time. So that's freaking awesome.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Punch.
Yada, 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 yada. What are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're a fraud. If you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all?
But I'm not sure I'm sure what I saw.
Hosonaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy? No.
Oh, he did the glasses thing.
He did the glasses thing. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone.
Shinji Arinai? I don't believe it. Oh, this guy.
I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please, have a look if you'd like to.
Let me see. Oh wait, that's yours.
Let me see. Ah, yes, a sketch of the establishment's layout, drawn by yourself, I presume. That's right. I am afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation.
Ooh.
However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter.
I have a feeling this guy is probably the murderer.
Probably. Thank you, sir.
The first witness happens to be the murderer in every case.
The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence.
Well. Uh-oh.
Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are.
Ah, that is super sus.
I'm very curious what's on the opposite side of that business card.
That's why we're going to head to the court record and just check it out.
What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now.
Something certainly seems to be shaking him. Waiter's business card has been entered to the court record. Whew. Oh, is it time? It's time!
So,
Praise the sun.
the court has now heard the precis of the case. Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant. The only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo.
Yes, Your Excellency?
If you admit to your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your unenviable punishment. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court. But I must warn the defense, if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial, the prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime.
You know, this suddenly reminds me of that one scene in the first game where if you had to choose to defend Maya or not, and it has like this alternate bad ending. That turns out that turned out to be a dream case, and like, no, I will defend you. It's like he reads the news, like he says, oh well, it's like I'll leave you be, and then reads the newspaper like, she's found guilty. We'll never know what really happened. And then he just snaps out of like, no, I will defend you. And it was really cool and emotional thing for that. Anyways, what do you think I should do, Cosmo?
What do you mean?
I'm gonna save and see what will happen if this.
You don't need. You can just save over the first one, dude.
What do you mean?
You could have just saved over the first one. You didn't need to create a new file.
Oh no! I was reading the text. That's what I said. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be found guilty one way or another. It seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Everyone keeps telling me this trial is unusual, about these peculiarities. You said it, Professor Mikitova said it, and so is the judge and the prosecution, even though I don't like this bald-headed guy. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this.
As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it?
What?
You're a bad friend, Ryunosuke. Gosh, I guess you just don't trust me. I guess, we're not friends. If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke.
Oh!
The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to make empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Then we'll see just how decisive this evidence really is.
So basically, Cosmo's the one that basically started this really cool thought process of believing in your...
It all came from him.
Yes. Him and his wit and his amazing headband.
Indeed. Prosecutor Ayuchi, please continue with the proceedings. Well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless.
I can see your ancestor was just as smug.
Many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be.
I feel like I've heard that in an anime. Ugh.
In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. The prosecution calls its next witness. Very well, officer. Bring forth the witnesses at once.
Here we go. Is it the woman? Oh, it's... 2 people.
Witnesses, kindly state your name and occupations for the court.
Okay, so I feel we did agree that we'd have to do some that I have to do some of the voices too. So, you want me to do this guy?
Sure, if you want to.
Yes, sir! The Great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Ieyasu Nosa reporting for duty, sir!
Myself, I find employs a purveyor of fine articles of antiquities from the effervescence of our nation, Nippon. And conduct my trade from Rasute, a humble premise in the 2nd District, Curio Korakuta, at your service. An antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing.
Also, I want to know what that thing next to him, is that a jug of water?
Maybe.
Yeah, I guess it could be. Or it could be some alcohol to deal with all the cases that he's been dealing.
Some sake, some fine sake.
Yes.
Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question. They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned. Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma in the establishment in question, always post-noon.
and not infrequently converse with other interested parties regarding the curios which I make my business.
I can't understand a word that mold man is saying.
He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who have an interest in antiquities and tries to sell wares to them. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele.
Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant there looks like he'd more be a seller rather than a buyer.
Now, you both witnessed this precise moment, this atrocious incident. Is that correct?
Affirmative! The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir! That black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who will unload his firearm, sir! This man is as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard strange noise during that last thing he said.
So, is this the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening? So, this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening, period. Not question mark. The soldier is claiming he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead.
Yeah.
Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable?
If I'm honest, if I was feeling uncomfortable from the start... Oh, wait, hold a sec.
Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, please.
I know, if I'm honest, I was feeling comfortable from the start, okay.
You will state everything you saw at the precise moment the incident occurred.
Sir, yes, sir! Standing by, ready to report, sir!
Unsavory memories of the most acerbic afternoon.
I like this guy. Witness testimony!
I like the voice I chose for him. I haven't used something quite like this before.
I'm pretty sure you did this somewhere in Famicom Detective Club. What the witness?
Well, no, I had something a bit more like this. It was a bit more southern. The other one's southern too, but this one's got a bit more of an extension on his words.
All right. Well then, the witness we saw. I was investigating a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant. Oh, I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man.
Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman.
At that precise moment, bam! A firearm was discharged. I had observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel.
Oh, there's your contradiction right there.
I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio.
Also, wow, he actually had a different artifact back then.
He did. Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed the vital moment. And you saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim.
Sir! Yes, sir! Affirmative, sir! That wicked university cadet, sir! The cruel and unforgivable enemy!
What times we live in when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day.
Also, he has a knife now?
Yep, it's a very expensive knife. Would you like to buy it? I'm trying to sell it.
But this is ridiculous! And at that price, too? And I didn't even shoot anyone!
Is that really true, Ryunosuke?
Yes, all I did was pick up the gun that was lying on the floor! After I said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then when I finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant when I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the... Wait, how did you not hear the gunshot?
Silenced, perhaps?
Or maybe.
Or maybe.
Or maybe that was a decoy. I thought the professor had dropped it. So I bent down, and just as I was picking it, there we go. Bang!
Oh no, and ballistics haven't been invented yet. Because I was thinking, well, wait a minute. In that case, he wasn't shot by the same guns. They'd be able to prove it if they had ballistics, which wasn't developed until a couple centuries later.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal is.
There is?
Yeah, it's the military man. Because he's the liar. Meanwhile, the other one was looking away because he was looking for his antiquity. His antiquity is the gun.
Yes. Oh, that was probably it!
Yup. Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witness.
Cross-examine?
Do it now.
As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice.
Certainly. The testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict of the—
Hey!
What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst?
The defense! The defense demands its right to a cross-examination!
Dear me, dear me. Ara.
God damn it, Winston.
Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic.
Huh? How'd he know?
Because I know you're not smart enough to think of it. The prosecution objects. It's clearly a waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant.
Cosmo's so commanding. Oh, he's so kakkoi!
Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witness. All right, this is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke.
But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination.
Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lie in the witness's statements.
How?
You didn't fire the gun, which means that the soldier has to be a lie.
Yeah, but...
It's just a case of proving it, and the key to that is evidence.
Right, evidence.
All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let them beat you.
Exactly, Ryunosuke. All right then. If it's all or nothing. We're going all elite right now. Cross-examination. What the witnesses saw. I was investigating.
That's not the one.
We've already said all this dialogue, so just skip on through it.
My own eyes.
That's going to be the one that you do.
I don't even need to press. But the question is,
it's the picture.
Is it the picture? From the front. Yeah, there we go. Because the post-mortem also shows right there. It says the pass did not through.
Yeah, but it just says gunshot wound to the chest. It doesn't.
It would have said two.
That one shows specifically from the front.
Gotcha. Hi.
Ellipsis.
What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting some photographic... He actually threw it! Thrusting some photographic print in my mustache! Inconsistency, sir! I mean, yes! There's a clear inconsistency here!
What nonsense.
I love how they... Also, I love the fact that I feel like they're just making fun of like how they present evidence. It's just like how they did it in the Ace Attorney anime. Holy crap.
What can this print possibly tell us that we don't already know?
Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth!
I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom.
This is so frustrating!
Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court.
Kazuma, what?
What are you talking about?
It's apparent from a single glance at the photographic print presented here by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement.
What?
Sergeant Iese Nosa.
Yes, sir! What, sir?
The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel.
Yes, sir! Affirmative, sir! I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir! They are 2020! Aye! But no! That just can't be! Why not, cadet? Because... Say it!
Take a close look at the print. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it?
Was that a... What? Oh, is that a kid? Oh,
What was that?
What was that? Something just popped out from behind his back, but he pushed it back down again.
Certainly, there is a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa?
Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on this delicious La Carnival steak, sir.
What?
The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Iesa Nosa, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all.
Ugh, That's absurd.
I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor in the grand courtroom. Oh! Oh, dang!
Award! We got an achievement too! Woo! That was good.
I'm about to end this man's whole career.
Go, Cosmo! It's been a complete turnabout. Get it? In the mood of this
He
drama.
said the thing, take a shot.
I'll take it. Oh, I'm out of water from just that one discrepancy. So this is what being an ace attorney
He said the other thing, take 2 shots.
is all about. But I definitely saw him. And don't mind this cute little baby over there. Oh, he's crying. You made him cry! Or her cry. It's either him or her, I don't know. But hey, you made the baby cry. Don't do that. That university cadet there, he was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back. Hey! But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up from the floor.
In that case, that's how you prove the innocence, because you saw him from behind and not in front. Oh! And you, old man, didn't see the moment the victim was shot either.
Myself? I've already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor.
Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing?
Hunting for treasure.
Treasure?
Indeed, Hoy or Koban, my prized coin. On each occasion when I visit that restaurant, it is my habitude to place in my bosom pocket a particular trinket of interest from my shop, Rasute.
In the hopes of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you?
On that day under scrutiny, it was to the military man that I proffed my Hoey treasure. I believe that he would purchase such rare find. I did not, but when I was presented with little alternative, and then after averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, it was there no more. It simply vanished.
The Koban vanished?
Hunting around under the table I was, in case mayhap it had fallen there. And then it happened.
You heard the gunshot, you mean?
Indeed I did, but he did it not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded Hoey treasure. Nothing could distract me.
Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end?
No.
I see.
That lamentable day, the precious Hoey Koban was lost to me. No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself.
As I am sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British, It would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Iuchi?
Tush, tush, tush. Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled the tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back.
Huh?
My witnesses have further testimony to make.
Explain.
Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could have possibly committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Nani?
He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he?
I find this whole situation despicable.
You're despicable.
Now, so are you.
Very well. The court invites the witness to the court invite the witness. Very well. The court invites the witnesses to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear?
As clear as Kiriko glass, Your Excellency.
Yes, sir, at once, sir! Awaiting the signal to testify, sir! Excuse me, but there's something, or someone, peeking out over your shoulder, I think. Affirmative! The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks, sir! Name, Idol!
Oh my god.
Wait, what?
Oh my god. The pun. The pun is so good. I don't know, sir.
Oh! Oh my god! Oh! That's... Oh! I was like, wait, what? Idol? Nosa!
I don't know if that was intentional or not, because the thing is, none of these other ones have been puns so far. At least not English puns. I assume that they've been Japanese puns. I don't know if it was meant to actually sound like I don't know, sir, but...
That was beautiful.
Anyways.
Idol. Tension! Your father is about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy. Oh, it's a boy. Witness testimony. Here we go. Round 2. The true culprit. Even what I saw wasn't the precise moment of the firearm discharge, it's almost the same thing.
Yes, pointing a gun at the foreign man, he was that young man in black. That much I myself did see.
Furthermore, a visual
honestly, given the man's word ordering, I should have made him Yoda.
Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were only the personnel present.
Personnel.
Yeah.
Indeed. Alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself.
Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out! I mean, it could have been the waiter. Wait! That's nonsense! The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all!
Please, enough of these outbursts already.
But there was a woman! There was a young woman at his table! You must have seen her! Everyone here must have seen her! I'll just look away like, mm-hmm.
I have no idea what you're talking about. No. If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We are not here to listen to your fantasies. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact.
is a photograph. Yeah, is a photographic print of the scene of the crime. Wait a minute. Sorry, is this a photograph of the scene of the crime, Counsel?
This man was eating steak.
Indeed. Indeed.
Sorry, wrong one.
Indeed, of the table at which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident. As can plainly be seen, ooh, there was a typo there. Someone didn't do the quality assurance quite properly. As can plainly be seen. Oh, no, wait, that's right. It is really awkwardly phrased. As can plainly be seen, there is only one place set.
Certainly, based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else.
This doesn't make any sense. I feel like if I actually look closely at that photo, something will happen.
I think so too. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record.
Ba-da-dum. Come on. I don't understand. What's going on here? What are these weird noises? It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman. I'm trying to check, what the heck is this woman? Who could this woman be? She looks like she wears a blue dress.
She's the murderer. She's Mrs. Peacock. In the dining room, with the gun. With the revolver.
I mean, I was going to say that it was possibly this guy, too.
Yeah, possibly. The waiter said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well.
But that's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw a woman with him.
It would seem that we were able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. The witnesses' testimonies we have just heard leave no further room for doubt.
These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I, Takeuchi Aochi, will have contributed to the amenity of those two great empires is an honor.
Wow, this smug butt.
No, Mr. Butts is an entirely different character. I am an ass.
How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule.
Stand tall, Ryunosuke. It's not over yet.
Oh god, this is some Mia dialogue for sure.
He gonna die.
What?
If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination.
I don't know, Kazuma.
The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses, but make it quick, understood? Save here.
Rules can be so unbending at times.
I like it. The reason why I think I accidentally saved because it was at the bottom one. I don't like this ass. The true culprit. Cross-examination time. I think I need to press this time. Even blah 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 blah. Yeah. No. It was not the same thing at all. For start, I didn't even fire that gun. We have a difference of opinion on that. The opinion of that of a uniformed officer versus that of a fledgling cadet. I don't think so.
Consider this, defendant. Just a moment ago, I blinked.
Did you?
Did you see it? Did you see me blink?
How could I?
And yet, it is an undeniable fact that I did blink. So there you have it.
Have what? Attention! The sound of the firearm rang in my ears, and the very next moment, I saw you waving the gun at the Englishman!
I think that says it all, don't you?
Uh,
And let us not forget that the antiques dealer witnessed the accused in this most incriminating position as well. Isn't that so, Kurikuta-san? Yes, pointing the gun at the foreman, he was, that young lad in black.
Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present.
Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself.
Wait! So you actually saw that with your own eyes? Did you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, dining alone?
That I did. Forgive me for the position I place you in. So, the testimonies of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agree on that point. Isn't that interesting? And let us not forget the incontestable evidence we have to support their statements as well.
I don't like this guy. So smug.
As can clearly be seen, there is only a single beef steak at the victim's table, a meal for one.
No.
However, there was a chair there. The antiques dealer, the sergeant, and the waiter who testified before. It's not impossible that they're all lying. But if so, why?
Alright. Alright. I think I didn't press this one yet. You must have known someone else at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there.
As you've been at pains to point out time and again, I feel I'm growing callous in my ear. And yet, no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman.
If only there had been more people dining there at the time, then someone else would have noticed her.
Unfortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant.
I know, of course the place was almost empty. It's what you expect.
Certainly, 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of a time to eat. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day, and why he was alone.
Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason.
There was?
This was found in the victim's jacket pocket.
What is that, Counsel?
It is a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem that the victim had an appointment at the clinic prior to visiting the restaurant.
Hoda, I think? Hoda Clinic. Yes, it would indeed appear to be an entry for the date in question. 19th November, noon to past 1 p.m. A very same day as the incident.
So the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. That explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it really has no bearing on the case.
I wonder. What do you think, Rinosuke?
Well, how could it be? Well, it is hard to see how it could relate it, really.
Remember, you can request for it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful.
Should I ask for this of you?
Yeah, boy.
Yes! If I may, I would like to ask for that medical report to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency.
On what grounds? The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern.
Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues.
I beg your pardon.
You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request of the submission of evidence. Very well. The court will grant the defense's request.
Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's a most disturbing trend.
Wow, okay, boomer.
That was good. Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report to the court record.
I actually have to read what the details are on that.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's something significant in there. What we need right now is new clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first.
Ah, right, I hear you.
You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you. Or perhaps you'd forgotten that these witness testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate the accused, Kurakuta-san. Indeed, alone he was.
Okay, let's see. Pass through the bullet. Examine. Let's see here. Okay, that is... Wait, magnifying glass? Oh! That's cool! Oh. I think we can use that also. Examine. Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's not of any use on this one, though.
All right, examine this one.
Go to the crime scene photograph. Okay, so that was that.
I don't see anything specific.
The fact that there's another chair there, for one, but also I want to see the medical card.
Yeah, let's go look at the medical card now.
I assume that's the evidence we need.
But we don't...
Oh, are you not able to inspect it?
No. That's the problem.
Shoot.
All right. So we got to figure out what exactly is... All right, so let's look at this back again. Okay. Even what I saw was the precise moment the fire was to start. It's almost the same thing. When you just got the
Did we did press that one. Did we press this?
No, we didn't.
Just check.
Yes, it may be true that I was holding the gun at that point in time. But I told you already, that's only because I picked it off the floor.
Well, obviously, as the culprit, that's the only way you could explain it away.
I had just finished drinking my coffee and I was about to leave the restaurant when I noticed the gun on the floor in Dr. Wilson's feet, so I picked it up. At the exact moment, boom! Gunshot rang in my ears.
Full of events beyond our control, life is.
Sorry, what do you mean?
In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up, which has precipitated this testing predicament. Whereas conversely, I failed to pick up the Cobalt from the floor and finding myself in an equally testing predicament as a result. Anyway, the fact remains, I did see you. With pistol in hand, standing over the foreigner.
Wait, so did we do all of these?
That. Press that.
Why aren't you telling the truth? What? What did you say, cadet? I clearly remember. Oh, we're going to be doing this again, huh? There was a woman sitting across the table from the professor. Perhaps one of you might have not noticed? But for both of you to have failed to see the professor's dining companion, that's just not possible!
Unfortunately for you, Defendant Naruto, it is just a case of these two witnesses alone.
Sorry?
The waiter whose testimony the court heard earlier clearly stated the same thing. He also said the victim was alone.
That's right.
Precisely. In other words, you were the sole proponent of this phantom lady.
But I...
If such a woman were indeed present at the scene, the prosecution demands to see proof. And if no such proof exists, the prosecution demands that no further mention of this phantom woman be made.
Wait.
It is a...
Wait.
Hmm?
What if it's that photo? Excellent.
Excellent work, Ryunosuke. We've gleaned some new information now.
Yeah, yes, but I don't feel like it changes much. Can't see it really brings any real discrepancies to light.
I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before. Oh, okay, so now we're able to see the thing. We had to actually get through that. Yes, this is a brand new piece of evidence. So perhaps we should examine it a little more in detail.
How exactly?
You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass. Those are the ones you may examine. Press A, and you can take a closer look at the piece in question. Use... What is that?
The R shoulder.
Use stick up, stick left, stick down, stick right.
Oh! Now we can rotate the evidence.
Rotate the evidence in all directions and examine it by using stick.
So by using the right joystick is rotation.
You move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues you may have missed before.
Oh, this is already giving us a clue already.
If the crosshairs start to pulsate, press A to investigate. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report card. See if there isn't something new to be learned by examining it. All right.
Oh, well, let me guess. I need to use Oh, now you do it? It says Hota Clinic on this medical report card. I hate clinics. It's almost as much as I hate hospitals and surgeries.
Aren't they all the same?
When I was 5, I caught the only cold I ever had in my life. And I remembered, even though I felt awful already, to have this hideous injection in my right arm. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget my whole life.
But injections and vaccinations are important. You should get them. Most people would give their right arm to have only had one cold in their whole life. Anyway, I don't think this is a clinic where they treat people for illnesses like that. Let's keep looking for clues. We don't want to miss anything. Let's flip it over.
Okay, what's this say? Date? Looks like this medical report card was the first issued quite some time ago. Probably a record... Oh.
It's probably a record of long-term treatment, that's why. With a family doctor, I imagine.
I can't imagine going to a doctor. I mean, as long as I'm alive, I'm never consulting one.
That's a terrible idea. Well, if you were dead, there'd be no point. So, you don't like doctors, then?
Why would you? They make you drink horrible tasting medicine. They give you painful injections. And then they demand lots of money from you for the privilege, all when you're at your lowest ebb.
You sound like a model patient. With a bad case of stubbornness, no less, for which the only cure is very bitter medicine indeed.
Healthy curiosity achievement. That's incredible. All right, let's go open this up now. Finally. Oh.
Dun, dun, dun. Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. Ah, and there's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia.
Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out?
It would seem so. Just before the incident, he'd had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they used laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief.
Yes, I've heard of this. Anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe there's anything that can stop you from feeling pain.
Ah, there's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure until the anesthetic effects have passed.
Really?
Sounds like information worth bearing in mind.
Okay, hold on a sec. On the day of the murder, victim undergone dental treatment that had been prepared for... Ah!
There's your problem. There was a stake there.
With this new information, meaning of this particular statement changes.
That meal was the other person's.
So then how... So... Okay. So right here.
I guess that would be it. Yeah.
Let's try.
Save, actually. Just in case, because it's not entirely clear to me which statement is supposed to be thing, but I think it's the one that's talking about dining because he shouldn't be eating.
Yeah. Dining all by himself.
Dining all by himself. Gotta say, I really like this voice. It's fun.
Good. The music stopped. Well, hey, I think.
I wish I could hear the music.
No, but the music stopped. It wouldn't have mattered.
I know, but I wish I could hear the music to begin with.
I'm sorry.
What are you withering, lad? Call yourself a lawyer?
I wish I could, but first and foremost here, I'm the accused.
Ryunosuke, everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it.
Thanks, Kazuma.
I could see it quite clearly in the cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully, you knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking.
All right. Thanks for the advice. And I'll take this first part. Please take off that headband.
No.
Fine. Konakuta-san, this is a medical report belonging to the victim.
Ah, I see. And I don't see. What of it, boy?
Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement, something clearly doesn't add up.
Objection. Ada. Have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur?
I'm sorry, what?
You are not to interrupt the court proceedings with your amateurish drivel.
But...
Let's see if I can explain in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have been doing before that time is completely irrelevant.
But that's
Remember, Ryunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point.
Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There surely is no need to prolong this trial further. The witness testimonies the court has heard have been clear and concise. The medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all, for the simple reason that there is no one else besides this pale-faced... Hey, don't cut me off, that's rude.
well, guess what? I am cutting you off because this medical report card has nothing to do with this case. Do you really believe that?
What? An outburst half petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant?
Perhaps because Hoda Clinic, which just issued the report card, is a dental clinic.
A dental clinic? What is that supposed to mean something to me?
Perhaps if I told you that the victim just had a tooth extracted.
What is this now?
And furthermore, if I told you that as a result the victim had been forbidden from eating. Just what are you trying to say, cadet? He had orders not to eat? So what? It's all written up in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while the anesthesia wears off.
What? No, that can't.
Kodakuda-san!
What, boy? What?
As you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all.
No.
Additionally, there's more! You have assured the court that with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that cannot possibly be the case! Because the victim, as we now know, had just one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthetic.
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 Expertly done, partner.
Objection! What is this nonsense? You little upstart. These are baseless accusations. Just look at this photograph right here. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table.
Objection! Oh, wait, that's used.
Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic?
How dare you?
I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have turned.
Yeah! Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Wouldn't you agree, Ryunosuke?
Yeah, most definitely! Even though I didn't get it.
So having undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who, in fact, was eating the pictured beef steak? The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel?
Counsel? Oh, that means me. Yeah, doesn't it?
All right. The answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of your turning this trial around. Turnabout. They said the thing. Take a shot. Show them what you're made of.
All right. Got it. So, the person eating the steaks, victim at the table must be me. Okay. So yeah.
The as of yet unknown third party, because it's the woman.
Wait, we gotta retract for those who haven't caught up. So what happened is that we're on trial because Ryunosuke is actually the defendant for murdering a Englishman professor. However, he is currently defending himself, as apparently his lawyer friend was supposed to be defending him, but he found that if he loses, he's probably his lawyer friend will probably not go to the special lawyer program in Great Britain. So Ryunosuke is doing it himself, and he says that while everyone said that the English professor was by himself, he actually saw a second person, a female. So now then, let's do this.
Now, the issue that they also realized was there's only one place setting, but then they discovered that the English professor had recently been to a doctor's appointment and had gotten anesthetic and was told you are not allowed to eat for 3 hours. Yes. This meal occurred 1 hour after the doctor's appointment. So the fact that this steak is being eaten shows, all right, the meal actually couldn't have been for the professor, but it had to have been for an as yet unknown third party.
Bleep. Obviously, it can only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table.
Objection. Dang it, I'm trying to remember. Where did I put the voice? You will not let this go, will you? No, that's not right either. Crap.
It was close, though.
There was no such person.
Oh, hold on a second. Mars, they said, or maybe a professor is an idiot who has no regard for his dental health. Maybe he should have checked out Britt Baker, who was also being drawn on from art and design a few days ago at at our design for our Tuesday streams at Digital Era Twitch.
Okay, something's happening with my microphone that it's blinking when I'm not saying anything. Are you hearing anything on my end when I'm not talking?
No, I hear plenty. Game audio is kind of low. Okay, let me go there. See how it goes. Let me know how the audio is. And anyways, let me keep going here. Also, fun fact, I actually looked up these characters' names and oh my gosh, this is supposed to be Japanese, but his name actually means ouchie. Like when you get hurt. Ouchie. Oh my god. How did I not notice that? Anyways. Yes! There was, because I saw her.
When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. Yet we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on the table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else there eating it. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witnesses' testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, we will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial relentlessly.
Kazuma.
Sorry, one second. I'm making sure my audio and figure out why I'm getting.
Gotcha.
Right, why is it?
Also, I'm glad
to see that. I'm not even seeing anything on my input, but it's my.
Also, I'm glad.
My name on Discord is blinking.
Oh, I don't see. Well, yeah, that's weird, but I don't hear anything.
But you're not hearing anything, okay?
Nope.
All right, one second. I'm gonna leave and rejoin the call, see if it does anything, just to make sure.
Okay, just you do that. Are you insane?
That's right. Are you insane?
I know. I just wanted to do it just while you were gone.
All right, now my name's not blinking. Cool. You would take on the government? Don't worry, Counsel. I have no issue with you. What do you mean? I have issue with them. those two witnesses on the stand.
That's the old man. Oh, yeah. What are you talking about? Are you okay there? Like, did it freeze or something? Yeah,
Demonstrated with evidence that the victim is not alone.
Oh, what happened?
Nope, I'm still here.
I felt like something happened there.
Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So now it turns so if it now turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously you will be charged with perjury.
Hold on a second.
You back, RJ?
Yeah. Perjury?
Perjury.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Perjury is... Anyway, never mind. And since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed complicit in the killing.
Oh, wait, that's yours.
Complicit in murder?
Let me fix this again.
Got it. Like last week, the old man's voice was probably my favorite. He's so much fun.
There you go. You can see it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Sorry, technical difficulties there. Okay, and outside interference. Okay.
Murder?
Wow, it just went to no, and now everything is just like, just went to that. You didn't even get a chance to talk. No, negative. There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting. I was just following orders. Also, look at this adorable little kid in the pinwheel.
That's right, as the man says. Just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they told us.
Oh!
RJ, remind me, have you ever played a Phoenix Wright game before?
Yes, I've played.
Okay.
I've played. 1, 2, 3. The only one I haven't played was the latest one, which had the Return of Maya.
Hi.
Oh.
Nani? What did you just say, Korakuta-san?
Oh, no.
You were just following orders?
Oh, what a loaded pair of words that is for Japan in, well, this isn't quite near that time in history. This is still late 1800s. But anyways.
Now hold on, lad. I was,
Say you never saw the gentlewoman? When you say gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas?
Nani?
What is the meaning of all this? These witnesses gave false statements. This is true. Is this true, you pair?
Just one simple slip of the tongue.
Just a crumb of false statements. Just a smidge.
Order. Counsel, explain what is going on here.
Also, hold on, I was like, Nathan is saying, dropping this in chat, play Miles Edgeworth 2. The Japan's translation is a tragedy, Capcom. That's what I'm saying! How come they didn't release Ace Attorney Investigations 2?
because Ace Attorney Investigations 1 sold really poorly because rephrased. It sold all right. They overprinted it. So the initial 3 releases got very, very small print runs. It was actually relatively difficult to find physical copies of them. But for whatever reasons, the Investigations one seemed to be when the Ace Attorney fandom was just starting to get a hold, and Nintendo, or Capcom rather, got very overzealous, and they had a huge print run. And I remember for years and years on end, you could find those games in GameStops everywhere. And the demand was not quite what that supply was, and that basically killed the series' physical release for a while. That when Apollo Justice came out, they scaled it back and had a much more appropriate release supply. But the reason that Investigations 2 probably never got released stateside is because Investigations 1 was bungled.
Nate also said because 2011 it was 2011 and Capcom chose violence that year. Cough, Mega Man, cough.
Oof.
Oh, but anyways,
it's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth. Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this.
Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut?
Well,
Ow! Oh, kid! That's classified! Why do I feel like that's being said by someone years later?
So you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you?
You would! This can't be happening!
Ryunosuke. Judging from the way they're reacting to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe that Aochi had any idea about it.
What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there's only a handful of possibilities.
Yeah.
It could have been only the government, the police, the military, or the police.
I think it was the person that we spoke with prior to entering the courtroom who said that we should just plead guilty. Or say, rather, that we are representing ourselves. Well, actually, maybe not, no, because I can understand him wanting to... No. Because if he were in on it, the guy from the school, and he wanted to protect Kazuma, then it wouldn't make sense for him to tamper with the witnesses. So it isn't him after all. It's somebody we don't know yet.
Oh. Also, I put it into history because I skipped a line.
Oh, well. Any ideas about who might be behind this? If we can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit.
So we need to name whoever it is that tried to make the witnesses keep their mouths shut.
Of course. Of course, we'll need evidence before we make any firm accusations. Good idea.
Because this might be a while.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Evidence that proves whoever really did wield this... sorry. But how? We can't possibly... It's fine, don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. Dosuru.
I said, yeah. Remember how we made progress before?
Before?
We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result.
Oh, I think I immediately know what to do. Yep, that's right.
Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we've missed. There's no time to lose. I want answers. If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe.
Are you penalizing us or the witness? Because if it's us, that wouldn't...
The witnesses, it says that, if the witnesses have been manipulated, the penalty will be severe. So he's referring to them, not us.
Please, wait, Your Excellency. I had no idea about any of this. I swear to every Shinto god. I knew nothing.
And what does the defense have to say about all this,
Well, Your Excellency! No time to think. I'm just going to have to close my eyes and shout the first name that comes into my head. Besides the prosecution, the only person with a necessary influence to manipulate... Oh, geez. We didn't even get a chance to look at the court record.
Well, there's literally only one person left.
This guy or this guy?
No, he doesn't have influence.
Oh yeah, he's...
It has to be the guy from the school, like I mentioned, but then said I don't think so after all. But yeah, he's the only person.
If not, we'll just use the time stone.
Yep.
Oh, I was like, where's the A? Why is it not presenting? Oh, the present is X. Yes. There.
Oh, it's wrong. I think, counsel, that you may want to close your ears as well as your eyes. Okay, so my hunch was correct, but... All right, so who? What? Otherwise, the size of disappointment in the courtroom may very well deafen you.
All right, hang on a second.
Yeah, because we do need the proof anyways. Oh, okay, it's the waiter. Because he's not actually a waiter.
Time stone! See, I think I should have waited until they actually did this, so anyways.
Yeah, so. Well, that's unexpected.
What is?
Look, do you see it says the witness's name here? Satoru Hosonaga.
Well, yeah, business card tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point.
It's not the name that's unexpected. It's his job title.
His job? Oh! Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Inspector.
Wow, he's really stupid for putting it on his flipping business card, but hey, first case and all that jazz.
Well, he did say that, oh, do I need to give you my business card? Yes, we have to give it the business card. We need the business card. Like,
oh, that's right, yeah. I have no idea. But let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. If they're wielding it somehow here... The waiter's business card information has been updated in the court record.
Yes, I was like, I knew there was something different. Imperial. Ooh. Oh, well, anyways, we'll look at that later. I should have done it right when they were talking about it. Do your exercise breathing. Use your cords of steel. Wait, wrong game. Same series, but wrong game. And yes. And there's the music stopping. Well, that would surely be Satoru Hosonaga-san.
Hosonaga-san, the waiter who took the stand earlier.
Objection! Poppycock! What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony?
Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence. For once, I would agree with you. If, that is, the man truly were a waiter. What? If he truly were? Come on, Ryunosuke. Time to hit this court with the truth. The truth about Satoru Hosonaga-san's real identity as proven by this evidence.
Also, some very dark music is playing. Like, I think it's like tension. I think it's the Pressure song. Because I know they actually have like different versions of Pressure and Cornered, so this sounds like Pressure right now. Like Pressure, Tension, Cornered,
Pressed Omen, I think, is probably what it is.
Yeah, so yeah. There, let's do it! Yes!
The plan of the restaurant was sketched by the man in question. The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question? I agree it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure if we can conclude anything.
Sorry, Your Excellency, that's the back of the card! It's the back of the card! That's that's kind of confusing, but yeah, that's the part of the interest!
I beg your pardon.
Or perhaps I should have said, the front? Yes! It's the front of the back of the card! That's where the telling detail is! I'm probably confusing you, aren't I?
Would somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? Hosonaga-san sketched the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. The front of that business card reveals the man in question's profession, his true profession. The waiter's profession? But that's surely... Good gracious. That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads, Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. What? But the waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before?
Maybe you're just not that good of a prosecutor.
The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power, absolute power, as far as regular citizens are concerned. So, witnesses there in the stand... Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene?
Alright, so hold on a second. I need to send a message for a quick second. Yes, I know, Nathan. I know what to do with the Ace Attorney stuff. It's just I didn't do it at the right time. I thought I would have time right when they said present who it is. I said, "Oh, can't check court record." No, it did let me check court record. So, and it's back here. Well.
Hold it. Oh no, it's him.
Inspector Hosonaga?
I was worried something like this might happen. I can't remember what I did with his voice.
Oh, just roll with it.
Oh no, wait, I made him French. Didn't I make him French, I think?
You did, actually.
The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility.
See, told you.
The court will take this plan and enter it into the court record as evidence. Oh, well... Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Oh, of course. Here you are.
Yes, I remember now. He did act strange when the judge asked him to hand over his business card.
I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle.
Really? Really? And you did that?
But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake.
Now he's super sus.
So, you mean to say you really are a detective?
But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Maybe he's like Detective Gumshoe. The pay ain't that great. Ah, of course. Your salary
And
must be...
now I will remove my foolish, silly accent since I no longer need to pretend to be a French waiter at the restaurant. I was working undercover.
I love how we just like, your salary must be... I was working undercover. Undercover?
Yes. There have been a series of incidents in the restaurant recently.
Also, your voice changed. I wonder what happened there.
I said I was dropping this silly accent. I don't need to impersonate a French waiter anymore, so why would I?
Oh.
In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter working undercover.
That makes sense. And you needed the French accent thing. Okay. No, also I'm playing in character right now because I was like, oh. I liked you better when you were a French waiter.
Incidents at the restaurant? What kinds of incidents?
Also, Nate says, Joel, you have some serious range.
Thank you. That would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. Very well then, Inspector Hosonaga, but you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would have also been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you required these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? Correct, Your Excellency.
Shinji Adenai!
As I suspected.
Bang!
Oh. Is that a flashback or?
Yeah, it's a flashback.
Yeah, okay. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady, whom I guessed to be an Englishwoman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the Bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. And I don't mean from the diners.
Special orders? Was there chicken involved? Oh wait, I mean, you mean to say...
Remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once. It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders.
But what if this Englishwoman was the killer?
I think it would have been in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect, well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question.
So that's the reason of the disappearance of the Phantom Woman.
That's my line.
Oh, sorry.
So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case.
Also, special orders. What is this, a Burger King? But it's not right. I love those silent moments with all those dots.
Ellipsis, ellipsis, ellipsis.
Is anyone gonna say anything?
One possibility does spring to mind.
What do you mean, Kazuma?
Yume University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. And I'm fairly certain that one of them is studying in the medical facility's research laboratory is a young Englishwoman.
Nani?
You're a shrewd man.
And while this is all happening, my mustache!
I'm just here hiding behind my face.
I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour.
You mean...
When I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it was prudent to check her identity first. Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Giselle Brett. She is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of Yume University's medical facility.
What is happening here?
Okay, so I'm gonna go with something here. What if it wasn't the gun that killed him? Because I'm seeing girl.
But he had the wound.
Yeah, I'm just saying. No, listen. Ace Attorney has some very ridiculous ways of covering up crimes.
I suppose so. That he was. Maybe there was something from the dentist that the anesthesia. Maybe he was given more than he should have. But again, she's a medical student. Then the bullet was done.
Oh,
I see what you're saying now. That she might have poisoned him or something, then shot him after he was already dead to make it look like it wasn't a medical murder.
Yes, maybe. Also, man, the only reason why I remember because remember when we were playing Nicole? Some guy was playing it was like in laboratory.
Oh yeah.
It was like, wow, that seemed immediately obvious. So what if it was her? Anyways, and she did it with medical stuff. And then again, not a lot of people really knew about medical back then, so.
Yeah, I admit it. I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies.
Also, it says, now this is a political trial, and Mario with doing the whole Burger King special orders thing, where one acquires justice from solving a Whopper. And now Mario says,
I understood that reference.
And sounds pretty on brand for Ace Attorney if that's what happened. And Nate loves us listening to us theorize. All right.
It must now be up to Your Excellency to decide how to deal with this situation. Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. However, as we now have discovered that this premise is false, it would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point.
Objection, but Your Excellency.
That would mean missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send a telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be displeased by such actions. Calm yourself, Counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other influence to the proceedings of my courtroom. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes, sir. You will locate this Giselle Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency.
So...
If nothing else, the single, just irrefutable and unquestionable fact of the Ace Attorney series is that the judge is stupid, but absolutely and truly impartial isn't entirely the right word, because he's easily influenced. He's easily influenced by the prosecutors, but that he is uncorrupt at heart. He is absolutely a man of the court that he swings wildly back and forth as he sees evidence, but it is impossible to ever impugn his honor and his purity in terms of actually caring that he gets a good verdict.
Also, I would like to also point out that in Ace Attorney Investigations, the first one, oh man, when he was a character and it was fun to just talk to him, it was really enjoyable. Especially the part where he says, "What? I've been overruled?"
Teehee.
That was the best one. Anyways, did you say
yeah. But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau.
Well, you said it anyways. Let's go. Also, I'm going to expect a very hilarious breakdown of at least one of these people.
Oh, yes, of course. As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly.
So, it won't be a problem?
Nothing will get in my way.
Look at this shonen protagonist look in his face.
While the blood is, trickling down his chin.
Yeah.
Court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student Giselle Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear? Yes. Your Excellency. Good. Then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening.
To be continued?
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, I guess this is a good way to end the stream. Let's go ahead and...
Teehee.
I'm sorry.
No, we've still got an hour.
I know. Anyways. Whew. 22nd of November, 11:38 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature. Defendants at Antechamber 5. Is that how I pronounce that right?
Antechamber.
Antechamber. Okay, that's close enough.
Yeah. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. That was superb.
Yeah, even your headband's proud of me.
Yeah, my headband is always proud.
But my heart was in my mouth the entire time. It tasted weird.
It was almost unbelievable. I mean, looking at you in there. You were drenched in sweat, your eyes popping, your knees knocking, and you were grinding your teeth. It was, frankly, really annoying.
Don't remind me. I thought I got rid of that habit.
It was a grim sight, but before I knew it, you'd started finding inconsistencies in the testimonies. I think you might have a natural talent for being a lawyer.
Forget it! It's terrifying! If I get through this, I don't ever want to see the inside of a courtroom again!
Fat chance. Anyway, it looks like we've exposed your phantom lady at last.
By exposed, do we mean the right way or the other way?
If I had the option, I would hit you upside the head.
Why?
Miss Jez... Yeah. I almost read it as Jezebel for saying. Miss Giselle Brett.
I think
a student from Great Britain, is she?
I was like, and maybe he was trying to be like Jezebel, except they just made it an actual name, like Giselle Brett, just to,
Well, both Giselle and Jezebel are actual names.
I wonder what that's a reference to. We'll look it up later. That's what I was trying to tell everyone from the start. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone. There was a young woman with him, like I've been saying all along.
Yes, you have, haven't you?
I might not be overconfident in the courtroom, but my powers of observation are one thing I am sure of.
Yes, I can see that. So, about this young gentlewoman. Thanks to our detective friend, she was hastily escorted away from the scene, it seems. Did you see what happened with that?
No, I didn't see any of it. I was just on my way out of the restaurant myself, and then on the floor next to Dr. Wilson's table, I noticed there was a gun lying on the floor. And just after I bent down and picked it up, bang! I didn't have time to think about where the sound of the gunshot come from. Waiter ran over to me, looking as white as a sheet, and he bolted me into some sort of small pantry next to the kitchen. It was very uncomfortable, but there was a lot of bread there.
Fast thinking by the detective, he apprehended his suspect without a moment's delay.
Yes, and he gave me a lot of bread. Don't tell him that. And yes, because I was shut in the pantry, I have no idea what happened outside in the dining area. Ah, there you are. Well,
There you are, both of you. Well done, both of you. Yes, I figured it was him. I think I gave him a voice like this.
You did. You gave him the Sean Connery voices because he kind of looks like a Sean Connery.
That's right, yeah. Professor Mikotoba. Well, it seems I was right. The pair of you make an outstanding team. You've exceeded my expectations, I have to say. Yes, it seems you planned this from the start. You arranged things so I wouldn't be able to act as a lawyer in this trial. Our modern country is still in its infancy, our justice system even more so. Which is why I firmly believe that we need to send our brightest young stars overseas to learn all they can. I wanted to avoid a situation that may have resulted in your study tour to Great Britain being cancelled. Well, it makes no difference. Lawyer or otherwise, if I'm the kind of man who can't help his best friend avert the worst crisis of his life, I shouldn't waste everyone's time by going to study overseas anyway.
What are you saying, Cosma?
So that's your stance. I was afraid you'd feel that way.
Cosma, stop giving that whole samurai shtick. And seriously, I don't even know if we're even allowed to have katanas here.
Hey, I trained for years to make this headband do this. I'm gonna commit to this bit. Well then, it looks like it all comes down to you, young man.
To me? What? Oh yeah, I'm defending myself.
Yes, you need to prove your innocence and uncover what really took place in that restaurant. I must say, I very much want to know the truth. After all, I have a personal connection to this case.
Come to think of it, he said the same thing earlier in the morning, didn't he? If you don't mind me asking, what's that personal connection? Did you know the victim?
Yes, I did. As you're probably aware, Dr. John H. Wilson was a visiting professor. Also, I just realized something.
What?
The appearance and the name, and knowing what else we know about this game, John H. Wilson sounds dangerously like John H. Watson. I think this is our Watson replacement, who is killed here, which is how we get the connection to Sherlock Holmes
Well,
once
that
we get to Britain.
sucks. Watson died. Actually, hang on a second. Let me actually look at that. Hold on a second. I'm going to search that up.
Well, no, we'll find out later. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Let's just keep going.
I know, but did you
Yeah, oh, sorry. And it was I who invited him.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see.
I didn't know that before. Anyway, you're about to go into battle. The victim was a university professor from Great Britain, and a well-known one at that. Naturally, our government is looking to identify and punish the culprit as quickly as possible.
Oh.
But let's not forget who we're going up against.
Oh, okay. So apparently in the Japanese version, his name was John H. Watson. Except
I nailed it!
Except unfortunately, he wasn't Holmes's.
Well, no, we'll find out about that later. No spoilers.
Okay. Something about. No, but anyways, yeah.
We'll find out later.
We'll find out later. Let's just continue. But man, Watson's dead. I'm sorry, Ame. Not you. You're. They killed Watson. Anyways, the gentlewoman who. Oh, right.
The gentlewoman who. That's my line. The gentlewoman who's involved in our police bureau The gentlewoman whose involvement our police bureau went to extraordinary lengths to hide.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I'm sure the prosecution will be using every tool at their disposal to quash your case. But I've no doubt that you pair will put up a good fight right to the last. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Now then, I need you to run an errand at the university at once. There's something I think we may need.
Of course. Good luck, Kazuma-san.
She said Sama.
Kazuma-sama.
Defendant Naruhodo! Court recess is over! Please make your way back inside the courtroom at once!
It's time. Let's get back to it, partner. Let's go in there and deal a decisive blow. Before those old fossils know what hit them.
Kazuma?
What?
Thank you. Really. Although you shouldn't probably say that while posing with a sword.
It'll be fine. What for?
Well, first, it's a sword! And also, if you haven't said you believe me, then I'm fairly sure I'd already been found guilty by now.
Look, I have faith in you. As a lawyer and as a friend.
Coming from you, that means a lot. Aw. So we got it from Cosmo. So we gotta thank Cosmo for years and years and years of Ace Attorney being the trustful attorney.
Yeah. Gosh, I hope he doesn't get meat at the end of this case.
If I'm found guilty in this trial, he's really going to give up on his dream of studying abroad. That's the kind of true friend he is. A true friend. Okay. So this isn't my battle anymore. Whoever we're up against, we absolutely cannot afford to lose. All right, then. I'll save the thank yous for after the trial. Considering, I just realized... Oh.
You can treat me to one of those sukiyaki meals I liked from the Yume cafeteria on University Street. With an extra large portion, of course.
Cries wallet. Also, I was going to consider actually voicing Giselle, but I think you'd have fun with her.
I think that's not going to be viable after this case, probably.
Courtroom number 2.
Because, like I said, I'm pretty sure that
Wait, I need to see what she even looks like first.
The court hereby resumes the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Prosecutor Ryuchi, have you managed to subpoena the witness?
Yes, Your Excellency, against all odds. And thanks to a certain young stripling, the prosecution is now under rather painful scrutiny from the government.
Sorry.
Yeah, so my guess is that Kazuma goes the way of Mia, and that girl becomes our Maya, so you voicing Maya would not work. If it turns out that I'm wrong, then we can discuss you voicing her. But my guess is that they're going to be replacing each other. Let the government scrutinize. That's their job. It's nothing to worry about.
It's highly unlikely that the good relations we forged with Great Britain will emerge from this trial unscathed. Will you still think it's nothing to worry about when the new treaty breaks down and our nation flounders?
Again, terribly sorry.
If the friendship between our nations is really so fragile, then the treaty isn't worth the paper it's written on. You really have nothing to worry about, Ryunosuke.
What do you mean?
A secret trial, anxiety over some foreign government's opinions, a bungled investigation, missing witnesses? Is this what our nation's justice system is? Is this the Supreme Court of Japan or of England?
Shut up, you jump-up rookie boy. You and your friend know nothing of the situation our nation finds itself in. By aligning ourselves with the greatest world power, we'll become strong. Diplomacy has never been more critical.
I'd like to disagree on some parts, but let's.
Are you reading ahead?
No. I'm talking about, like, man, when you read, when I'm remembering a lot of history classes between Japan throughout the years, like.
Yeah. Wee bit awkward.
Yeah. I was gonna be like, yeah, saying that and remembering how Japan went through the years later, like, this is a nice quote that really aged well.
The writers were completely aware of what they were doing.
Yeah.
Steady political maneuvering is what will secure our futures.
Now, to be fair, in these particular decades, that is correct. Yeah. And remember, like I said, this is late 1800s.
Yeah.
Not mid 1900s.
Yeah. But still, it's a thing to think about. Hey, I won't deny that I'm no expert. I'm just a student and one who could arguably study harder too. But standing right here in our Supreme Court. There's no cheers. Okay. There's one thing I feel very strongly. A country that fails to uphold the truth in its justice system is a country with no future at all.
Well said, Ryunosuke. despite the wide-eyed look of terror.
I feel like I'm back in my 5th grade kabuki class.
You little brats.
Thank you, Counsel. This court is the pinnacle of our nation's justice system and exists solely for the pursuance of truth. With that in mind, this trial will now resume with the next witness taking the stand. A visiting student from Great Britain, Miss Giselle Brett.
Yes. Your Excellency.
And with that, he just described America. Neat. Okay, what does she look like? Oh!
Oh! Huh.
I'm expecting that hat to be part of the breakdown!
Oh, of course.
Well, what a delight it is to welcome such a fine gentlewoman to Japan, and from such a distant land.
Tea? Someone bring English tea. In England, no discussions take place without tea.
And what is that next to you?
It's probably water.
Is that true?
Is that true? Oh, no, wait, sorry, it's your line.
I said already.
No idea.
So, ahem. Could we possibly trouble you to state your name and occupation for the court?
Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I've been working undercover as the head...
Yes, we already know about you.
Where's, Nate says, where's Nick Angel? The swan just turned up in the courtroom.
Inspector Hosonaga, where are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first.
Is that true?
No idea. No idea. More importantly, a little earlier today you said something to me. You said your powers of observation are the one thing you're sure of.
Oh, yeah, I think I did, didn't I?
Yet your description for this amazing sight was simply a woman.
It's true.
Sorry, Ryunosuke, but powers of observation aside, your powers of description are sorely lacking.
Guilty. I don't have a bracelet, you know?
So, dear lady, once again, if we may trouble you for your name and occupation, please.
Oh! She has a mask?
She's speaking in English.
She is. Yep. That's why I said pero. Cosma, what is she saying?
I'm terribly sorry, dear lady, but... What?
Pero. Oh.
The lady says her name is Giselle Brett. She comes from London, England. She's a visiting research student currently enrolled in Yume University's medical facility.
Oh my, what a rare treat to hear... what a rare treat to hear the dulcet tones of a delightful language of the British people.
Wow. What a suck-up.
I'm afraid I don't understand a word you said, but it was as beautiful as a hummingbird's song.
As far as I can tell, the detective is translating her words faithfully enough.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, that means that Kazuma is fluent in English.
You obviously do fine in England. Her English doesn't rally you at all, does it? Right?
Nor you. You've clearly been paying attention in your English classes, Ryunosuke.
You say that?
The court thanks the beautiful lady for taking the stand. Now, if we may trouble you to confirm something, Miss Brett. 3 days ago, at a restaurant called La Carnival, a grim scene occurred. The court has been led to believe that you were dining there with the victim, Dr. Wilson, at the time. Is that correct? We can just fast forward through these.
Hold on a second. Wait, how do I make it faster?
I don't... Well, scroll down. Wait a minute. What is the wait time?
Wait time? Let's see.
Gameplay, wait time. Gameplay, wait time.
Adjust the length of time until the next line in dialogue is displayed.
Displayed in autoplay.
And story mode.
Yeah.
Dang it. Guess I can't really skip that.
Yep.
That sucks.
What I mean by fast forward is, just keep
I
tapping A as you go through it.
I did. I kept pressing A. What? It just...
Oh, okay.
The gah! That's what I'm feeling right now. Gah! There's...
She says yes.
This could take some time.
So even though she's studying here in Japan, she can't speak any Japanese? She'd like to apologize for disappearing from the scene. She says she was due to make a presentation at the university, so she had to leave immediately. Even though we already established that you were explicitly told to escort her away? Interesting. When you're the one who engineered her escape. I was just following special orders from the Bureau. Well now, dear lady, would you be so kind as to cast your eyes over this photographic print?
Also, yes, Ouchie is a shrimp, but not the good kind.
Well, in his defense here, he's also trying to be diplomatic. The poor guy got set up here. In previous trials, I haven't had much sympathy for the man that we usually know as Winston Payne. But here, he was set up, basically. He was not told by the inspector that he had tampered with his witnesses, and he is feeling the pressure of, okay, I literally need to win my case so I don't start a flipping international incident. I can forgive him for being a bit of a suck-up because he sees, all right, any person here who is a representative of Britain has to be considered a diplomat, and he needs to treat them as such. That's so fair. I'm actually... This isn't just him trying to, brown nose for his own personal gain. He's literally dancing around an international incident, so. Seeing as you were so unfortunately present at the scene of the crime. Could it be that your resplendent eyes caught sight of the wicked perpetrator, perhaps? Apparently, it was a very frightening and sorrowful sight. Gosh, I'm bungling my words here. Do you mean to say? Yes, it would appear that the lady did witness the crime. The very moment when the accused, standing right there in this courtroom, shot the victim in cold blood.
Oh, her dress has feather tails on the booty. Why was that the first thing I saw?
Order in the court.
Why was that the first thing I saw?
Did you hear that, Your Excellency? Here we have an absolutely conclusive witness statement.
Well, it looks like it's clear now. Clear who our real enemy is.
I swear, if you unsheathe that katana...
Unfortunately, I will have to ask you to formally testify, if you please. Kindly tell the court the exact nature of this frightening and sorrowful sight you described.
I wonder what her face really looks like. I bet it's cute. Witness testimony!
Oh, we'll find out.
Time to play the testimony music! A frightening and sorrowful sight. Papero, 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 papero.
Sorry, 1 second.
Yeah, you're gonna listen to the music, right?
Yep. I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beef steak.
Papero, 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 papero.
After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor, and they got into a fierce argument. Then, not long afterwards, the accused... Uh-oh.
What happened?
Video froze. Video froze for me after... Not long afterwards, the accused... 1 second, let me try and get this back. Okay. Took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes.
So it looks like I won't be able to do much voicing for her, even though she's just going to be speaking mostly English.
I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit. This is a very...
Yes! Why does it just say yes? God. No, I didn't have that any argument with the professor at all.
Objection. Quiet, you filthy wretch. Look at you, you black-haired, you black-hearted blackguard, and look at this snow-white angel. I'm sure even a dark-minded scoundrel like you can believe whose words the court is going to believe.
You're still making the same mistakes, Ryunosuke. You mustn't blurt out when you're goaded like that. That's a lesson you'll need to learn.
But he's so annoying.
Of course, I was at the scene as well. I took statements from this lady and the 2 witnesses who testified before and reported back to the Bureau. It was decided that Miss Brett was not involved, so I let her go. The testimonies of the last 2 witnesses were completely worthless, however. Well, even so. On the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfit as she is today.
Huh?
As you can see, there is nowhere about her person where she could conceal a firearm.
I mean...
Well, that's bull.
Yeah, like... Then again, you know, some people are
like
still learning.
The hat, the tail...
The booty. I think she could hide a gun almost anywhere in that outfit if she wanted to. Exactly.
Unless and until the precise location where the witness is to have hidden the weapon is shown, this is moot.
Don't point at the booty. Do not point at the booty. Do not point at the booty.
There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun.
I'm a big urge to point at the booty.
Those are the witness's own words on the matter.
It's ridiculous. only I was allowed to lift up her dress, I could... Yanosuke! That's not how you do that to a lady!
But, well, he realizes that he can't.
Yeah.
Don't think about anything rash, Ryunosuke.
Just want to point at the booty! But I didn't fire the gun he picked up. There must have been another gun there that day.
You're right about that, which means this lady was hiding a gun somewhere.
So does that mean I get to point at her booty?
Maybe, but not yet. Yes, that's what we have to prove now. And to do so, we will need to pull her testimony apart.
Look at that smike!
Dun dun dun! The defense might now cross-examine the witness.
And and while you're at it, get that cross-examination music on for you.
Already on it.
Oh, yes, of course, Your Excellency! We're about to do this. Cross-examination. Alright, so I'll press with this one first.
Yeah, I just press every statement on the first go-around.
Yep. After 2 p.m., in fact. That's really quite a late lunch, isn't it?
Objection. You didn't keep with the latest fashions from Britain, do you? Late luncheons are in vogue, isn't that right?
Okay, now you're just being annoying with your dang... No.
Ugh.
Take that.
A decisive English no has quite a strong sting to it. The gentlewoman is currently working in the victim's research laboratory, it seems. So it was apparently a daily occurrence that they would get lunch together. But on the day in question, the victim had another appointment at the clinic first.
That's right. Which we can prove from the medical report card, which was submitted as evidence submitted earlier. That totally will not be useful later.
That's right. Miss Brett and the victim went to lunch following the victim. Miss Brett and the victim went to lunch following the victim's treatment, which is why it was so late. Yes, that all makes perfect sense.
Such wonderful logic. What a shining example of English intelligence this fine gentlewoman is.
I just want to punch this guy.
So you both arrived at the restaurant. What happened next?
Oh,
I don't think we need to well, do you want to press that?
Yes, because I think...
Sure, let's just press all the statements.
He was
Go ahead.
unable to eat, you say. And that was because he had a tooth removed from the Hada clinic, correct?
That's right.
You're supposed to actually check with the witness before answering?
Was Miss Brett aware of that fact? It seems so, yes. She'd heard that the professor was to have some dental treatment.
So that would mean that it was you who ate the steak pictured here. Isn't that right, Miss Brett?
Well, yeah, she already confessed to that. That's right, yes. The print you have there shows the table exactly as it was left after the horrifying events.
Exactly as it was left?
Dear me, what a harrowing experience. To have traveled to a distant land on the far side of the world and be embroiled in such a tragic case. Have no fear, my dear lady. I swear I will crush the evil fiend that has subjected you to this terrible plight.
So the victim, Dr. Wilson, had nothing to eat or drink at all? That's right. Other than some carbonated water.
Just... Wait, carbon? Hold on a second.
Carbonated water. What was that you were saying about some sort of potentially medically induced murder?
Yeah, just water?
Yes, the professor was unable to eat, but he had been given permission to drink water. So it appears that the diners toasted their lunch with a glass of water each.
Each raised a glass of carbonated water.
What do you think, Ryunosuke, about the witness's last statement? It's very meaningful.
Phew! That last statement of yours, Miss Brett, has a profound bearing in this case.
Well, well, how fascinating. Do tell us what this profound bearing is,
A little bit of the bubbly water. Thanks.
Go to the court record.
Well, you might
You can
have...
go to the court record now.
No.
Look at the medical... No.
No, well, for one, you might have noticed, look at the photo.
That there's only one glass of water.
Yes. And why is the stake behind him?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we'll go to the medical record?
But also go to the medical card. No.
Oh, no. Oh, wait, auto.
Just fast forward through it.
Yeah. I can't.
Doopy-doopy-doo.
So, what are you doing for tomorrow at the DKI podcast?
To be determined.
Oh, okay.
So, so the autoplay button is the minus button.
Yeah, it's just gonna make it just as slow.
Okay, back. It says, or drinking anything but water. Okay, cool. The significance of the statement will become apparent when the time is right. The defense calls for the witness's last statement to be formally added to the testimony.
Humph. Well sidestepped, counsel.
Very well, Miss Brett. Kindly repeat what you just said to be added to your official testimony. Gladly, she said.
Oh, she did the Spider-Man eyes thing. That was brilliant, Cosmo. I'm gonna remember that one.
Which one?
The significance will become apparent when the time is right. I could really use that phrase.
I'd hope there are some more useful tips you're picking up from this experience than that, Ryunosuke.
So both of you,
Yeah.
So both of you and Professor drank this carbonated water, didn't you?
Yes. Being the waiter, I poured the 2 glasses myself. I clearly remember doing so.
Except you're actually a detective.
And the beef steak. That was for you, Miss Brett. The lady says she'd heard that it was not customary to eat beef here until Japan opened its doors to the world.
Yes, that's true.
What a frightful place, is the lady's opinion.
And I've heard it's not customary to eat sashimi in Great Britain. Now that's frightful.
Every country has its own cuisine. As long as people have food to eat, what does it matter what it is?
True, come to think of it. The first time I tried carbonated water, it was much more of a shock than the first time I tried beef. Anyways, wait, we don't have beef? The heck? Anyways, back to this witness statement. Somehow, I feel like there's something out of place in what she's saying.
We need to pounce on even the slightest thing now. Because you never know what might lead us to our goal. Our goal of turning this trial around.
Yokatta, Kazuma. I mean, yokai, Kazuma. Oh, that was...
After a while.
Oh, this was all... Oh, never mind. Yeah. Hold on a sec. Was there anything else? Alright, so... I never got in an argument with the professor. All I did when I noticed him was go over and say hello.
Please, don't get angry with me.
No, I wasn't directed at... I was meant... It's not at you, it was for the lady. But anyways, as I said, I did not argue with the professor.
I'm afraid your words are in vain.
Sorry.
Miss Brett does not appear to speak Japanese. No, of course not. Japanese is such a cumbersome language anyway.
This guy!
Come on, let's keep going, come on.
English is the future. We all must...
Speak English?
Anyways. I wonder if the prosecution will feel that way forever, or only in the presence of a beautiful woman,
Well, that beautiful woman is telling blatant lies with a completely straight face. I have to find something that will unravel her testimony, no matter how seeming and insignificant it may be.
Anyway, it seems that after the argument, the accused briefly returned to his own seat.
Also, Mara says, listen to this freaking Tia-boo.
Oh my god. That part ties in with what you said, doesn't it?
Yeah, I still had some coffee to drink. I drink coffee?
And the next time you got up after that...
Was when I finished my coffee and stood up to leave. Stop smirking! Like I said, I did not shoot that gun.
And like I said, there's no point in repeating that assertion over and over.
Well, I wasn't expected to be attacked by my own side.
Nevertheless, defendant, you can't deny that when the shot rang out in the restaurant, you had a gun in your hand.
Well, yes, that's true, but all I did was pick up the gun when I saw on the floor next to the professor as I was leaving the restaurant. In fact, yes, there was someone much closer to the victim than me at the time. The highly suspicious lady at the...
That will do, you
dirty rotten scoundrel.
Dirty?
Your baseless accusations could very well cause an international incident, boy.
Seems to me that your accusation is just as baseless as ours.
What nonsense.
The lady is merely stating what she saw.
And this is already an international incident as far as I'm concerned anyway. Oh, this is the last one to press. Okay. So this is... It's all very well saying that, but can you prove it?
Absolutely. I verified it personally.
You verified it?
Yes, immediately after the incident, I checked to make sure the lady was not carrying a weapon. I distinctly remember her saying, "I'm not."
Facepalm! I just facepalmed! That's all you did? You just asked her?
Surely you carried out a physical search, Inspector. No.
Why on earth not?
The honorable English gentlewoman clearly stated she did not possess a weapon. There was obviously no need for any further probing into the matter.
Or there was no permission given for any further probing into the matter, perhaps.
Think what you will, but if you're going to continue with this preposterous claim that the refined lady was concealing a firearm, the prosecution demands that you support your assertion with facts.
In other words, he wants evidence. Okay, so I think I know what we need to present here first. The lady wishes to point out that, of course, she wanted to stay and assist with the investigation. But she was in a hurry to give a presentation at the university, so she was compelled to leave. Not to mention the fact that your office had told you to get the woman out of there. Not get her out of there, I just urged her to go. The lady would like to point out that she in no way meant to run away from the scene, which is why she is only too happy to cooperate and testify here in court today, of course.
Unlike a certain student who refuses to admit when the game is up. You could at least have the courtesy to pay attention when I'm goading you.
So she's maintaining that you got into an argument with the professor at the end of which you shot him.
Which is an out-and-out totally unfound lie!
Still, her statement is very compelling. After all, she's an elegant, refined, young, and beautiful gentlewoman from Great Britain. In stark contrast to you, dressed head to toe in a dull black school uniform.
I'm dressed exactly the way you are, except for your flapping red ribbons!
Well, anyway, this is our only chance to expose her testimony as the fiction that it is. If we can't do that, the trial's over. Even you with your thick skin won't be able to feel the murderous looks. Must be able to feel the murderous looks you're getting from around the room.
Only too well. I feel half dead already. The fact that I can't see a single inconsistency or testimony.
All right, so save here once you're out of this and back into the crust. The first thing, yes, blah blah blah. Past neighbor statements seem slightly off to you.
Yep.
That an opening will present itself. I promise you.
Yep. Yeah, they even said it during one of the presses. Like, something felt very off.
Okay, so save here.
Yes.
I think it's the one where it mentions them toasting, and that, like we said, you show the picture that there's only one glass on the table. There. Nope. Back. Cheers. The fact that there's only glass means they couldn't cheer.
Present! Salmon?
No, of the table. Crime scene photograph. There it is.
Yep.
The fact that there's only one glass.
Music's off. Good. We got the right one.
Nailed it.
No, hold on. I mean, yeah. Let me just confirm something, please. It's to do with this photographic print. Just a short while ago, you spoke of this print showing the victim's table at the scene of the crime. That it was exactly as it was left.
That is correct, the lady says.
Well, that is, it's, odd. Very odd.
Dear me, what's odd is the defense's inability to express itself.
Ryunosuke, what is it about the print that looks odd to you?
Well, obviously, it's the cheers.
The cheers?
Miss Brett just told us that she and the professor said cheers over a glass of water. But if that's true, there should be 2 glasses on the table, not 1.
Ah. You're quite right, counsel. There's only one glass pictured here.
Objection. Are we supposed to be impressed by this nitpicking over minutia? What possible difference does the presence or absence of a glass make on the case?
Minutia, you say?
What does that even mean?
Small detail.
Oh, okay.
Could it be that the detective here removed a glass from the table to conceal the lady's presence? Of course not. I would never do something so reckless.
But there should have been 2 glasses on the table. Or are you going to try and tell me you can clink with only 1?
You're quite right. I certainly took 2 glasses to the table. Inspector, what did the lady just say? It would seem that Miss Brett... It would seem that it was Miss Brett who took the glass from the table.
Why?
It was all so terrifying, everything that happened. I panicked and thought I should try to hide the fact that I'd been there at all, she's saying. Good gracious.
Sorry. Sorry. Where she says sorry, I just remembered that South Park apology. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Anyways.
Sorry.
I want to see if we can get to a good stopping point because we're almost at the end of our time.
We did a little over. We kind of started late, though.
True, yeah. And I can go over a little bit tonight.
There, as I assured the court before, this is of no consequence at all.
Also, no, she's speaking English. That was an English sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, please.
We must remember that this student had just murdered the lady's luncheon companion before her very eyes. Who could blame her for concealing a glass or 2 in this state of disarray?
Oh, so you can say, oh, she can't conceal a gun, but she can conceal a glass. I see what you're saying. That's absurd.
Oh, really? So do we take it that you are now going to accuse the vulnerable, young, and beautiful woman of mischief?
I have a feeling that if this guy ever met with a female murderer, he'd probably be dying immediately. Like, he'd be so taken in. No. This can't be put down to mischief.
I'd like to know exactly how the lady took the glass from the scene. It would seem that she slipped it into a small handbag she was carrying. A handbag, you say? Yes, Your Excellency, a small handheld pouch commonly carried by well-to-do women in England. You know, one that could maybe, carry a weapon?
So, the beautiful lady has graciously explained how and why she removed the glass from the scene now. However, the fact remains that the glass has absolutely no bearing on this case. The student has been trying to confuse the court with logical reasoning, but in the end, it comes to nothing. No more pretentious accusations. You have wasted enough time already.
Indeed, the lady has offered a satisfactory explanation as to why she removed the glass. I think henceforth we can consider the matter to have no bearing on the case. Counsel for the defense, are you in agreement?
Well, I don't know, really. Wait.
Absolutely not.
Just in case. in case anything really stupid happens that we pick a wrong answer by accident. No, really.
If you want to pursue this matter further, you're going to need to show that it has some deeper significance.
Yeah, you're right. So she took the glass away in her handbag. There's a deep... It is... The handbag!
It's the handbag.
Wait! The lady put the glass in her handbag, you say?
Yes, do try to keep up. It's already been explained to the court that all English gentlewomen carry handbags for small items.
Let me see. A little while ago, Miss Brett stated the following. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. But what she forgot to mention was her handbag. Which would be perfectly possible to conceal this dang gun!
You're right. Well done, partner. I had a feeling you'd pick up on that too.
What are you insinuating, you vile blackguard?
This guy, I'm gonna punch this guy in the face with my facts!
It's really very simple.
Because,
The gunshot was heard when the defendant picked up the gun from the restaurant floor. As he didn't fire that gun, we can deduce that there must have been another firearm at the scene. The true murder weapon, if you will.
You can't seriously be suggesting...
Inspector Hosonaga. Did you or did you not search Miss Jezebel Brett's handbag on the day of the murder?
No, sir. I did not.
Ya buddy! In other words, another gun, the one that was actually used to kill the professor, could have been hidden in Mrs. Brett's handbag!
No!
Order, order, order.
What is the meaning of this, Inspector?
The meaning of what, Professor Aochi?
Why on earth did you not have the lady open her handbag and show you the contents at the time? Thanks to your bungling incompetence, now she has to endure these unforgivable accusations.
Brilliant work, partner.
Hold on a second. Nate is saying Hosonaga like a really suave gumshoe. Never loses composure, but incompetent.
Now we have the chance to expose the real woman behind the mask.
Do you really think so, Kazuma?
Well, what a sorry situation. Clearly you have no faith in the police.
Nani?
Nope, not a bit. As I said, I did not search the lady's handbag after the shooting. Simply because it was unnecessary.
Unnecessary in what way?
I ought to thank the student lawyer, really. I have a piece of evidence here that I had completely forgotten about.
Ooh, this guy.
This photographic print. This print is a photograph that I thought would be prudent to take immediately after the shooting.
Why is there a tattoo on his hand?
As you can see, it clearly shows Miss Brett's handbag. Well, I never. You can see straight through to what's inside. That's right. Apparently, meshwork handbags like these are the height of fashion at London at the moment. So the contents are clearly visible.
That doesn't really sound very safe, though.
Exactly. So there was no need to search the lady's handbag. If there had been a gun inside, it would have been immediately obvious.
Zoom it in hands with a magnifying glass. Ah!
As you can see, there's nothing to imply Miss Brett's guilt here. Thank you for helping to prove that, Naruhodo-san.
Ah!
Order, order! Inspector Hosonaga, you will submit that print as evidence at once. Certainly, Your Excellency. I think you've had long enough to cross-examine the witness counsel.
I can't select it, but what is this?
That's fine. We'll probably have a chance for it later.
Glass. Okay, so.
Let's keep going.
He's doing the thing.
The court has now been shown considerable evidence. As the photographic print just submitted to the court record appears to have no further significance, I am satisfied that there is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling.
Indeed, and there is only one logical conclusion. That the pathetic rookie slumped over the bench before us is the only possible perpetrator of this crime.
No. Just when I thought I was beginning to turn things around, I'm in a worse situation than I was at the start. Cosma?
I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. Now that the cross-examination of the witness is over, there's no way to force the trial to continue.
What? You mean this is it? Wait, is this really it? Did we get the bad ending?
Tush, hush, hush. I must say you put up quite a fight for a rookie student, but the weak are meat while the strong eat. You were wasting your time. There is no way to defeat true justice. A fact you can chew on to your heart's content from the inside of your cell.
This can't be happening. Am I really going to be found guilty of a crime that I didn't commit? Cosma. His dream of going to study in Great Britain will slip through his fingers. Cosma.
What?
Is there really no chance of turning this trial around?
You heard the judge. There's nothing about that last photograph the detective produced that we can contest. Which means there's no basis on which we can argue for the trial to continue. Very well. I will now proceed immediately to the ruling.
It seems we will be able to report to the British government on time after all.
That smug little... Ryunosuke Naruhodo, having considered all of the evidence placed before me, I hereby find you...
Wait a second! Wait, Your Excellency!
Ryunosuke?
I don't think you can rule on this case yet.
Objection! This amateurishness is getting tedious. When His Excellency deems that the trial is over, he gives his ruling. That is the most basic protocol of the courtroom.
Hi, Your Excellency. Just a moment ago, you said this. As the photographic print submitted to appears to have no further significance, there is no longer any room of doubt for this matter, and I must make my ruling. Now that means that if there was a problem with the evidence, some significant detail, I mean, then the ruling in this case at this time would be out of the question.
Objection! This is blatant straw clutching. Look at this photographic print. All it shows is the handbag the gentlewoman was carrying that day. There can be no problem with this evidence.
You'd better know what you're doing, Ryunosuke. I understand your objection, counsel. Certainly, the new evidence submitted by the detective has not undergone the court's scrutiny. However, I fail to see how we can glean any new information from this handbag.
My thoughts exactly. Really, the prosecution is becoming tired of this rookie's desperate wheezes.
Yes, I am desperate, but this isn't a wheeze. Ing! There's something about this photograph which doesn't seem right. If only I could put my finger on it.
Very well. I will grant the defense one final opportunity.
What?
But be warned that if I am unsatisfied by your response here, the trial will be over with immediate effect.
Look at him. He's
Dave
ready.
here.
He is ready.
Do I make myself clear?
Yep. So this is the part where the time stone will be very useful for us. Yes, Your Excellency.
So, take another look at the photograph and the photographic print, Inspector. You will identify for the court where in this print we see the significant detail to which you have alluded.
Alright, so far, when it glows...
I assume it has to be the thing on his wrist. The mark on his wrist, I feel like, has to be it. There's nothing on the handbag, but...
Hi! Look at this, here. There's a very unusual mark on the victim's wrist.
That is true. It looks almost like a burn of some description.
Dear me, I was pondering what new piffle you would come out with. A burn, you say, on the victim's wrist. Clearly that has nothing whatsoever to do with the magnificent lady's handbag.
Yes, that is a burn mark, you're right. Go on, Inspector. The police coroner also noticed... The police coroner also noticed it... Hey!
Sorry, I thought you actually got it.
The police coroner also noticed it when he was performing the post-mortem examination. It was deemed unrelated to the cause of death, so he didn't note it in his report.
What did I tell you? In any case, we have no idea when the victim suffered this burn, do we? And no possible way of knowing either.
Looks like a bull.
The more I look at it, the more I find myself intrigued by the curious shape of this mark. However, as Prosecutor Iuchi points out, unless a firm connection to the case can be shown, I cannot allow any further time to be spent on the precise details of this burn. Excuse me, Your Excellency. It would seem Miss Brett has a lunch appointment with the dean and other university staff. She would like to know if she may be excused from the stand now.
Oh, of course, dear lady. We shan't hold you up any longer. I'm quite sure His Excellency is about to give his final ruling anyway.
What's your thinking on this, Ryunosuke? Do you believe this burn has something to do with the case?
To be honest, I'm not really sure. If I don't keep pushing, then it's all over. So I was thinking I should keep digging and digging, in hope that I might uncover something. Digging up those holes. Oh.
Yes, you're right.
I am?
If we can just link that burn to the case. If we can do that, we might be able to prise this shutting door back open. Prise? The shutting door back open again.
I'll have to look at
Yeah,
that.
no, it's fine. Yeah.
Just give up, counsel. You can't possibly hope to do that.
Indeed, I'm afraid that without evidence, I can't allow you to pursue what is little more than conjecture. But if we had evidence that irrefutably linked the burn on the victim's wrist to the case, then you would allow it? I would, yes.
I'm just gonna make sure in case it does that thing again. I'm gonna do it on a separate one because if it does, if it screws on me again to do that, I'm doing that.
To tell the truth, I hadn't noticed that burn. But as soon as you pointed it out, what I did notice was the color draining from Miss Brett's face.
Really? I have to find some link between the burn and that case. This is the moment of truth. Time to find some evidence about that. What that evidence that proves the burn really means.
So then, the defense will now present its evidence to the court. The evidence that demonstrates an inextricable connection between the victim's burn and this trial. Hold on. No. This is a dental record. No. I want to see the crime scene photograph for a second.
Gonna magnify a bit?
Yeah.
What spot?
I'm not sure. I'm just trying to look for something. Ah, there it is.
Where?
It's the plate.
What plate? Where in the plate? Oh, wait! I found it!
Yep.
So, represent?
Mm-hmm.
Hi! And the music stops. There you go.
What's this, counsel? Yet another print?
Yes, Your Excellency.
I'm proud I saw that, actually, because I was like, wait a minute. There's only a couple things that could have possibly shown it. It has to be on there, and then, just look on the plate, and yay.
Yes, Your Excellency. I believe photographic prints are an amazing invention. When we humans look at a scene, we miss things. But in a photograph, things we may have overlooked at the time are recorded forevermore. What a scene. Also, I think this is a build-up to cornering.
Okay, well.
Do hurry up, rookie. What are you trying to say?
Also, Mario apparently noticed it immediately.
To inconvenience this poor lady any further would really be quite inexcusable.
Actually, we may need you to stay with us a little longer if you don't mind, Miss Brett. If that's your real name. You see, it's very clearly visible in this other photograph. How did the victim come to have this unusually shaped burn on his wrist? The reason is recorded here forevermore!
What? How?
Objection. You can't fool me with your little bluffs, boy. If that's your game, then let's see how it plays out. Show the court exactly what you mean. What is it in this photograph that explains the reason for the victim's burn?
Hit that bull in the eye! Oh.
Would you say, bullseye?
Yes! I was gonna say, dang it, I was trying to like...
The beef steak?
Actually, the point is the metal plate the steak was served on.
The plate? Ah.
Your Excellency, are you all right?
As you can see, there's an emblem on the plate. Oh, now it's in color. I guess it was some sort of trademark of Le Carnaval.
Ah.
The emblem on this plate and the victim's burn are exactly the same shape!
Ah!
Ryunosuke, you genius.
Take a bull shot to their BS.
You're spot on.
Oh, I think this is a turnaround theme here I'm listening to. Yes,
Cool.
this is the title theme I'm listening to.
Yay, one sec, I'm putting it on where to go.
Because I hear it so many times when we were trying to do our test runs. Like, I know this song already.
Yeah. Cool.
Which means the victim must have suffered this burn while he was present at the restaurant.
Objection. But even if that is the case, we can't know if it happened on the day in question or not. It could have been the day before, or the day before that. It most likely happened some other unrelated time.
Well,
Objection. Sadly, Prosecutor Ouchi, the chances of that are extremely slim.
Thanks.
Why?
The outline of the burn is clearly discernible. Such a serious injury would have caused quite a commotion at the restaurant. Wouldn't you agree, Inspector Hosonaga? I can't imagine having missed such a terrible disaster, certainly.
But...
I would say, looking at the picture of the wound, that it wasn't suffered very long ago. And although it's not a particularly large burn, it's extremely well defined, as the defense just pointed out. This was no mild burn, that's for sure.
Can you be more specific, Inspector?
Well, let's see. If the plate was around at 90 degrees centigrade, a burn like that could have taken around 3 seconds. It's inconceivable that the victim wouldn't have let out a scream of pain then. I've been investigating at the restaurant for several weeks already, but I've not heard anyone scream at all. As the head waiter of La Carnival, I can testify to that without hesitation.
But you're a detective, not a waiter!
Unless he was already dead, says Mario.
Mm-hmm.
There you have it. Something isn't right here.
So yeah, you were right, RJ, that the gunshot was not what killed the professor.
Aha! And as the detective said, anyone who burnt themselves on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds would scream in pain! I remember. There's no question of that.
And yet, Inspector Hosonaga never heard the professor scream, not on that day, or any before it.
That's right. And the strange thing is, on the day he was shot, I didn't hear him cry out either.
What are you suggesting?
Well, if the professor had carelessly laid his wrist on the plate for anything like 3 seconds that day...
That would have been beyond careless, I think, Counsel.
Then the rest of this restaurant, myself, the sergeant, and the old antiques dealer, all of us, without any question, have heard him scream. Wouldn't you agree, Prosecutor Ouchie?
Well, yes, I suppose.
The question is, why didn't a single person hear Dr. Wilson scream?
I almost don't believe it. Ryunosuke, do you think...
Can it really be true? I never dreamt we'd arrive at a conclusion like this, but I'm starting to think that maybe... we've been led to a terrible trap! There's only one explanation I can think to make sense of this apparent impossibility. On the day in question, when he suffered the burn to his wrist, Dr. Wilson was already dead! No man could remain silent while his wrist was burning on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds. That's clearly impossible, apart from one in particular situation.
Counsel, are you suggesting...
Yes, it's only possible if the man was already dead?
Already.
Dead.
Knowing what we know now, it's the only possible explanation. When the beefsteak was brought to Dr. Wilson's table that day, the professor was already dead!
That's madness.
Order, please. Council, explain this absurd notion at once.
And I feel that's a good time for a recap for next week's stream.
Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and follow us across social media for updates. Thanks for watching!